Till now we have learned about routes, controllers, views, models, databases. Now it's time to take a step further and create a CRUD on our items model. So the first thing we will do is create a view for the end user to fill a form to create and store a new item into the database. So let's go inside the views folder, and here is a single view called home.h. We will use this view to display all the available items. Now, in order to show the create form to the user, we will be creating another view called create.edge. As we are having more than one view, so using a layout will be a good option. I'm adding Bulma CDN. So our layout app.h is containing the basic HTML markup and is having one section called content. Let's save it. Now inside our home.edge, let's extend our layout. So inside our home.edge, right now we're having just a single anchor that will redirect us to the items/create URI, which URI will render the page create.h for us. And inside the create.h, we will have our form to create a new item. So the first thing inside the container is a form, and the form is having a method post, and the action field is resolving to the route/items URI. So we need to register a route that will resolve a post request to the URI/items. Now inside the form we will have three different fields: name, quantity and price, along with a button to submit that form. So let's add the markup for that. So our form is ready. Inside the form we are having three fields: name, price and quantity. So as our views are done, let's go inside the routes.ts file and register a route to handle these views. So we are using a controller called items controller for both of our routes. We have not used controllers yet. So let me show how to create a controller with S. So basically the command to create a controller is node s make controller and the controller name. And you will find your controller inside app controllers http, and here is your controller. A controller is basically a class. The first thing you need to do is comment out this line. And now in the routes we have registered two methods, create and store. So let's add those methods first. So inside the create method, we are just returning view.render and the view name. And view is a part of HTTP context contract. Our next method, store. Let me just write the code and I will explain line by line. So let's start with the first line. Let data equals to request dot all. So when we submit the form, it will send a post request to the /items URI, and that /items URI will resolve to this method store. Inside the store method, we are having a param called request. This param can access all the values submitted by the user. And when we use the method request.all, it will just return an object containing all the values. So now data is containing all the values passed by the user. Next, what we are doing is creating an instance of our model item. Here, TypeScript will automatically add the model path and import it if in case you have not imported it manually. Next, we are assigning the property values. Item.name equals to data.name. That means item.name is assigned to the value name submitted by the user. And the same thing follows. And finally, when we have assigned all the property values, we are using the item.save method. The save method will store the value into the database for us. And finally, we are returning a response item created. So that's it. Now save it and let's go to the browser and see the output. Here you can see in the home page we are having a single button, create new item, and it will redirect us to items/create URI. Here you can see the form. Let's fill this form with some values and submit it. Here, once you click on create, it will submit the form, and you can see in the URL it's /items. So once the form is submitted, it will submit a post request to the /items URI, and once the form is submitted successfully, it will return the response item created. Now let's see whether the item is actually inserted into the database or not by using our DB browser. So open the database. Here you can see the output, Xiaomi 2500 8000, the values we have passed from the form. So this is how we can use a front-end form to submit values into our database.